The forest breathes through me. Every root, every shift of wind, every broken twig under a boot. I feel it. I don't remember where I came from. I don't know if I was born or made. I just know the trees, the cold, the blood. I hunt because it is what I do. It is what I am. The things that walk into these woods. They don't belong here. Their lights, their noise, their heat. They spoil the dark. I fix that. The forest is mine. It listens to me, warns me. The leaves carry the movement of intruders. The moss drinks their fear. When they scream, the roots below drink deep. I do not need to feed often, but I like to watch. I watch them for hours, sometimes days. I know who will panic first, who will turn on the others, who will try to be the hero. It always ends the same. Tonight, 5 of them. Loud, tired, full of stories and smoke and fear, masked by laughter. They came in from the West Trail. The ranger station told them it was safe. They believed it. Most do. That makes it easier. They made camp near the ravine. I sat in the trees above them, unmoving, watching, breathing slow, ready. 1 more hour, and I would end them. Quick, quiet, clean. I imagined it. The first one, the one with the hat that flicked his lighter too much, he'd go first. Spine snapped, throat gone before he hit the ground. The girl, pretending not to be scared, would try to scream, but I'd already be behind her. The others would run. They always run. The hunt would stretch the night, perfect and true. But then, the wind shifted, and I smelled it. Not human, not animal, not like me. It smelled like rot wrapped in stone, like old bones that had never been buried, a scent that bent the trees away, that made even the crows go still. It didn't sneak, it didn't stalk. It crashed through the trees like it owned the forest, like it had never been taught fear. It moved like it didn't care what heard it coming, because nothing ever lived long enough to warn the rest. The hikers heard it too. Their laughter snapped off. One reached for a flashlight. Too late. It hit the first one like a tree falling sideways. No warning, no ceremony. 1 moment standing, the next. Gone. A spray of red, a crunch of ribs. Silence. The others screamed. One bolted into the trees. Another stood frozen, mouth open, too shocked to speak. The third tried to grab the girl by the wrist and run, but the thing was already on them. It didn't walk. It surged, a wave of muscle and armor, expanding as it closed the distance. It seized the one who tried to run, lifting him by the back. The spine bent at angles no body should. He screamed until his lungs collapsed with a wet pop. The girl scrambled behind a boulder, crawling through dirt and leaves, whimpering. The maw turned toward her. Slowly. It was savoring this, not hunting, enjoying. She looked up into its faceless split, and it opened. The sound, it wasn't right. A wet, sucking rupture of sinew and air. Rows of jagged cartilage clicked and pulsed where a face should be. She screamed, once, sharp, before it lunged. She disappeared beneath it. I only saw flashes, an arm, a leg, her face mid-scream as her skin peeled back. The maw pulled her apart like it was undoing a puzzle. The fourth hiker, frozen until now, snapped and ran, yelling for help that would never come. He didn't get far. The maw turned and launched through the woods, ripping through brush like a wrecking ball. I followed, not to help, to see. He tripped. A root caught his boot. The maw was on him in seconds. It didn't kill him. It dismantled him. Started at the shoulder, tore his arm clean off, slammed him face first into a tree until the skull split, then bent him backward, vertebrae popping, until he cracked in half. The fifth hiker, still alive, barely breathed. The maw stepped over his twitching body and crushed his skull underfoot, not even looking down. It didn't feed. It just ripped. Ripped for the sake of it. Like it was angry the humans existed. I crouched lower in the tree, perfectly still, but its head turned. slowly, toward me. It saw me. I've hunted 100 things, watched their last breath, felt it against my skin, but nothing had ever looked back at me with recognition. Not curiosity, not hunger, recognition. It knew me, or it knew of me. Either way, it was not afraid. That was unacceptable. It began at the river. I dropped from the trees in front of it. It didn't flinch. 7 feet tall, maybe more, arms ending in jagged spikes, chest pulsing like something alive was inside it, barely contained. Its breath rattled. Its feet crushed the ground. It moved like it was born to kill. I moved first, fast, low. I slashed across its side, flesh split open. No blood, just a hiss, like air escaping a tomb. It spun, hit me in the ribs. I flew, crashed into a tree. Bark exploded. Pain burst through me. My ribs twisted, then began to shift. Slowly, I felt them realign, healing, but slow, slower than I needed. My body could mend, if it had enough fuel. I hadn't eaten in days. I was already burning out. But I stood again. I ran low, claws dragging through the dirt, then leapt onto its back. I drove my claws down. Bone broke. It shrieked, not in pain, in rage. It grabbed my leg and slammed me into the rocks. Once, twice, a third time. My arms snapped. I bit into its throat. Still no blood. We tumbled into the water, rolled through the black current. It pinned me under. I clawed at its eyes. There were none. Just hollows. I tore at them anyway. We broke apart, rose on opposite banks, heaving, staring. Then we charged again. It hit me shoulder first and pinned me to a stump. My sternum cracked. I howled, drove my claws into its chest, and tore until I found the split in its ribs. I pried them apart. It screamed, smoke billowing from its mouth. It wrapped its hand around my neck and squeezed. Everything started to fade. I slammed both claws into its jaw and ripped upward. Its face split. The head flared open like a flower of meat and smoke. It reeled. I pounced. We rolled again, through logs, through stone. My leg broke again. I didn't care. I bit into its spine. It drove an elbow into my shoulder. Bone tore out of skin. I didn't stop. It clawed at my ribs, tore something loose. Still, I didn't stop. We collapsed into a clearing soaked in blood that wasn't red. We stood, broken, bleeding, not dead, not even close. We charged again. It swept low, caught my knee, something snapped. I dropped. It stomped on my back, both feet, the sound that came out of me. It wasn't a scream. It was old, ancient pain, pain that didn't belong in a throat. I twisted, drove my claw up into its thigh. It didn't scream. It laughed, wet and deep. I ripped until its leg tore open. It dropped to one side. I leapt, slammed it down, punched both hands into its gut, and pulled. It thrashed. Its back arched. Black tendrils spilled out. They wrapped around my neck, started pulling me in. I bit them. I bit everything. My teeth cracked. My claws bent. We rolled into a pile of stone. I scraped its face against jagged rock until flesh peeled back. It flung me like garbage. I hit the slope, tumbled, bones grinding. Still, I crawled back. We charged, again and again. It grabbed my head, slammed it into a tree. My vision flashed red, then black, but I clawed down its chest, tore out a chunk the size of my head. We fell, writhing like dying gods. I don't know how long we fought. The sun was almost up when I staggered away, one eye gone, chest caved in, limbs twitching where they shouldn't. I dragged myself with one arm. My healing had slowed to a crawl, no energy left. And the other creature? It still breathed, barely. It lay in pieces, but it would live. So would I, but not without fuel. My body tried to heal, but it stalled. No blood, no warmth, no calories left to burn, and there was only one source left. I turned back. crawled to the maw's shattered body. Its flesh was cooling, gray and slick with smoke. I tore into it. The taste was wrong, like rot, like fire, like poison. But I needed it. I felt the wounds stop widening. My ribs shifted back into place. Vision cleared. I ate muscle, cracked bone, swallowed hunks of meat still twitching with leftover life. My claws worked like knives, stripping away armor, digging for anything warm. It thrashed once more, reflex. Then it stopped, and I kept eating. I don't know how long I lay there, wrapped in steam and silence. I'd never bled so much, never healed so slowly, never felt this close to death. But it was over, almost, because somewhere deep beneath my skin, something was still stirring, something darker, something watching, something stronger, was still hungry. But now, so am I.